The preliminary report into the use of deadly force paints a clearer picture of the events that occurred Friday evening. It all began when Stratford police went to the home of Christopher Hagans to execute a felony warrant for domestic violence charges. When they arrived, they saw him leaving and they followed. Dashcam footage shows Stratford officers surrounding the car of 36-year-old Christopher Hagans. Officers blocked the car in at an intersection on Main Street in order to execute a felony arrest warrant in Hagans' name.
Let me see your hands!
The state's attorney office preliminary investigation states that Hagans was being non-compliant with officer orders. One of the officers spotted what he believed to be a gun and calls it out to other officers. Body camera footage then shows Hagans' car lurching forward.
Stop reaching! Stop reaching!
Stop reaching!
Put your crossfire!
The state's attorney says Hagans' car strikes a police cruiser before getting stuck in the snow. He then steps out of the vehicle, leading to more gunfire. Hagans was shot in the head, torso, left upper and lower extremities. The report states a firearm was found on the ground next to Hagans' body.
No one wants to see anyone die at any time, and when the police have to take a life, it is a terrible thing. It's traumatic.
Chief State's Attorney Richard Colangelo Jr. is continuing the investigation of the use of deadly force. The state's attorney's office says they are committed to completing a timely, thorough, and transparent investigation.
I think that the police officers know that, and I think that they will expect fairness and they will receive fairness.
The report says that 4 of the 6 officers fired shots that night. We also reached out to the mayor's office, but they declined comment. They say that they'll be giving a statement on Wednesday. In Stratford, Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.